Hey, good afternoon, good evening. How are you, beachcombers? It is Friday afternoon / evening. Time for another Beachcomber store review. And tonight, my buddy Matt is our reviewer, resale champ. How are you doing, Matt?
Doing awesome. Great to
Hanging
be
in
on
there,
here.
buddy?
I'm hanging in.
Yeah, we are keeping as busy as possible, so we to not remind ourselves that we haven't gone anywhere in a month.
Right. Just trying to come up with things for our teenagers to do.
Yeah, that's where, when I had to move 6,000 records, I had my neighbor's teenager and my assistant's teenager do it. And then I realized, oh, that's why you have kids. So when they're teenagers, they can move stuff for you. And so that was that rare moment. I'm like, oh, should I have had kids? And then seeing some of my friends having to deal with their kids at home, and not everyone's in the same boat. It's just like they're pulling their hair out. So yeah, it's that moment where for sure it's me Stace the pug. I absolutely love it. Nice and quiet. All right, so let's get to the store review. I've had so much fun doing these. It's fun to see everyone's stores, see what they're selling. Every once in a while, I find something that I need, and I think one of the things I needed most recently. Yep, Debbie's in the chat. I already got something from Debbie when she was running her 50% off sale. I will post a picture because you will thoroughly enjoy what I did with your item, Debbie. So very fun. All right, let's look at Matt's store. So what is I Zerbit You?
Well, that's actually a company name. So I was trying to think of something that was kind of creative and kind of fun sounding. And that's really what I came up with. So Matt Spitz has obviously been the I guess not the store name, but the ID on eBay since 2000. So I wanted something a little different than just my name on there.
I like it. I like the fact that you, I'm assuming, borrowed a picture from the internet.
Yeah, that was a free picture for sure. Yeah, that's a generic. I didn't spend a lot of time on the logo or the picture or background. I just threw something up there so I'd have it.
And all I would say, your logo is fine. I would just make it a little bigger. You got so much white space around it. Make it a little bigger, fill that space a little bit more. But other than that, I like it. When you don't see anything, it's kind of weird. And then we see something, no matter if it's professionally done or just a borrowed picture. I don't know. It makes me all nice and fun and calm. I don't know. Just something I enjoy seeing. Plus, we love the beach theme here. So yay.
Yeah, right. I'm a beach guy. We had the Pensacola Beach here, and I like doing Caribbean vacations. I love the blue waters and stuff. So it kind of suited me too. It wasn't really just random. So I picked something that kind of was my interest.
And I noticed over your shoulder is speaking of the blue waters, there's the blue Dennis mug. Woohoo!
That's right. Strategically placed.
I love it. All right. So let me get my notes up here and let's get right. Let me do them right here. All right. So here is the first thing that made me go, all these shirts weigh the same thing. The first one is fast and free, and the next two are $8.85 for first class shipping. When at most, first class, both those shirts at the furthest would be $5, and priority would be $6.75. So obviously, I want you to take a look, revisit your shipping prices, and we're going to refer back to that a couple times throughout the show.
You'll see that throughout the store, and I'll tell you where that comes from. Is when I'm just getting the listings up, I will do 1 pound or less. I choose that option. And then if it's not free shipping, it just automatically defaults to that 16 ounce.
So, but $8.85, there is no first class $8.85. So how's it defaulting to that?
I don't know, because I don't. That's not a priority. I mean, well,
no, maybe first class on those too. So if it was priority, maybe, even though you could ship it for cheaper at a flat rate. But I have this fear that you're scaring a lot of people. Like, if that cute Patagonia surfboard shirt fit me, I certainly wouldn't pay $8.85 for a t-shirt that weighs 9 ounces.
Yeah, I need to change that. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't scare away potential customers. All right. So let's talk about this one. Okay. So a couple of things that we revisit every store for the most part. is we always talk about shipping and we always talk about returns. So love the fact that you have 60-day returns. That is awesome. Everything is awesome. All right. So when you do any clothing or any measurements, you should always put inches and centimeters because we're the only fools that use inches. So you're making the other 7.3 billion people have to go figure it out.
Gotcha. That's a good point.
Yeah, if you just have most tape measures have inches and centimeters. So when you're measuring it, you got them right there. So you don't got to do nothing extra. Just type it in, because going the other way, if someone says, oh, hey, the chest measurement's 87 centimeters, if I'm buying foreign, I don't know what that is. I got to go look it up. So make it super duper easy on all customers. Again, don't give customers a reason to disappear. Too much shipping. Don't have it in centimeters. So for sure do that. So then I switch over to your shipping, and I see that you are using global shipping. Have you tried shipping on your own?
No. All I've done is GSP.
All right. So right now, GSP is charging $21.42. That's the shipping cost. Then when the customer gets to the rest of it, the prepaying of duties, this shirt is going to cost anywhere from $32 to $42 shipped to them. I'm shipping that exact same shirt for $24.99, and I'm putting about $5 in my pocket. When you ship global shipping, not only is it end up being too much for the customer, you can't make any extra money.
So it's a flat rate, is that right, for first class?
Well, it's a flat rate. Well, not a flat rate. It depends on how much it weighs. So let me get my little graphic up here. I happen to have it just sitting here ready. Not that I was actually using it for this. I was using it for something else. So a 1 pound, I charge $17.99 to Canada and $24.99 to the rest of the world, anywhere in the world. And usually that ends up costing, that $24.99 usually ends up costing around, $17, $18, depending on how heavy the shirt is. Obviously, there'll be fluctuations, but if it costs $18, I've made $7. And I'm still almost half the price that you're charging using global shipping. So the customer's going, oh, I'm going through Jason. He charges less than half. I could even charge less. This is what I do, and I put a couple extra bucks in my pocket. You could charge $19.99 and put like $2 in your pocket and blow everyone away. Everyone. Because at the end of the month, every month, I make anywhere from $2.25 to $2.50 on what I charge for shipping, as opposed to what shipping costs me. So that $2.25 every month, that pays for all my peanuts, all my bubble wrap, all my boxes, that kind of stuff. So, but you can't do that when you're doing global, because it's just this exact cost that they have to pay.
Yeah.
So think about it. It's definitely something I recommend for a multitude of reasons.
Right. I do like, I like the protection that the GSP offers, where
I haven't lost. Okay, when people say that, I haven't lost a package internationally in 100 years.
Okay, fair enough.
This guy didn't pay his duties in Germany, and it came right back to me. So it did their due diligence. They delivered the notice. He missed it, forgot it, whatever. It sat for like 3-4 weeks, and then once that duties kind of thing expires or whatever they call it, it gets shipped back to where it came. So I didn't get charged anything extra, and here's my item again. Woohoo! Super easy.
That's good.
Now, I've had an item lost going to LA. I live in Vegas. That is a 3.5-hour drive. And so, of course, I didn't give up on shipping to LA. That's just, unfortunately, the cost of business. Shit happens. Things can get lost no matter if they're going 5 minutes or, 1,000 miles away or 10,000 miles away.
Yeah, when you do the international, do they print out the customs form or something automatically?
That's it right there. So that's the one to Germany.
Okay.
So it's already so I use Pirate Ship because Pirate Ship is so cheap. See, that's the other thing. When I charge at $24.99, that's based off of like eBay's shipping, which would be about $20. So I would make a few dollars. Okay, I don't need to tell the rest of the world that, oh my God, I found I can ship the same product for like $17 and make $8 on the shipping. That's what made it. Gotcha. Yeah. No one needs to know that. And they're still paying less than you're charging. So they're happy to buy from me. And I'm happy to take that extra $8.
Okay.
But if it's something competitive, I could knock my price down and still, I can, like I said, I could knock it down to $19.99 for a 1 pound package anywhere in the world and still make $2. So, and the funny thing is, I was actually toying with the idea. I'm like, all right, every week we've been talking on my mom and I show about the oldest stuff in our store. And I thought, dummy, why don't I give free shipping on all the things that are like a year old to see if that jazzes it up? Because people aren't buying these items based on offers. Maybe if it's free shipping with an offer, I'll actually start to move it. So again, I'm always kind of thinking, all right, what can I do to be a little bit different? If it's an item like a tiki mug that's rare that no one has, I can pretty much pick whatever I want for shipping if someone wants it. If it's, a bag that 50 people have listed, like a purse or something, I should probably be a little bit more creative in my shipping.
Makes sense, yeah.
All right. So absolutely love this t-shirt, which was my size, but you are using too many words that you don't need to use. So for instance, every t-shirt, unless indicated, is always short sleeve. So t-shirt, the norm is short sleeve. That's like if you had a pair of jeans, you saying both legs. Well, of course, they come with both legs. T-shirts are normally short sleeve. If they happen to be long sleeve, or if they're the Jason special, then you might want to make an indicator. But as a general definition, a t-shirt, because it's a t-shirt has short sleeves. So don't waste any space in that. Also, the crew neck, all that stuff goes in your item specifics, because what you got here is you've got 3 surfboards that are birds and then one that's like an old man in the sea. So you should definitely be using those words to catch them. So I would call like this bird maybe a hawk or a sparrow. Ain't no one going to bust your chops if you're wrong. This is most definitely an owl. This is most definitely, I'd call the old man in the sea. And we were trying to figure out what to call this one that has wings, feet, and an eyeball. I'm not exactly sure, but you can call it a seagull. But these are the descriptive words that people are like, man, I would love that Patagonia owl surfboard t-shirt. So you got to kind of write what you see. And the surfboard is the whole point of this shirt, and you have it as the last word. You have descriptive words that really don't need to be there, like crew neck, before the object that you're actually selling. So
I can put that right after Patagonia.
Move that up and definitely talk about the birds or the old man in the sea or something, because maybe no one's looking for your shirt, but they're looking for a bird themed surfboard, like an actual surfboard. And they're like, oh, look at this shirt. No one is really typing crew neck. Now, they'll use crew neck when they get into t-shirts. They might go over to the left-hand side, and that's where our item specifics come in handy to start dialing in. Okay, I want a crew neck. I want it to be short sleeve. I want it to be, what size is this? Small. Then that's when all these play a role right here, because there's your crew neck. Where's your short? There's your short sleeve. See, all that's there, so you don't need to redo it.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
And unless otherwise noted, people would expect you selling stuff without stains. To put this here, it kind of puts people's brain in like, ew, pit stains. Even though you said no, I've never said that in anything. I only talk about stains when they're actually there. So I would get rid of that line. That just, Stacy read that line, she got a little shudder. She's like, ugh. Even though you said no, now you've got this ugly word of pit stains in your brain while the customer's trying to read it.
Gotcha.
And yes, they do, Marianne. Yep. Item specifics for sure. All right. And then did I not write it down, or is this not the one? Oh, yeah. This shirt does not look green to me at all. And there's another one I'm going to show you where the color doesn't look like what you wrote. So one of 3 things are happening here. It could be 4. I could be losing my color eyesight, which does happen. Your lighting could not be good, or you have a different idea than what colors are than other people. And that's a thing, and that's fine. But man, this shirt just screams gray to me. And I can see how it could be a little bit of a green, but man, to put that word right in the title, I don't see green at all. I can see it a little bit here. And then what you guys are seeing on whatever monitor you're watching on, and what I'm seeing here, the color actually changes from what I see to what's broadcast. It looks even more gray in my picture.
Yeah, it's like I would say like a light olive green, maybe. It's definitely a combination of poor photography, lighting, and then my description.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely not green.
right. And so this is that rare time where you should edit your photo for color if what you're seeing with your naked eye and what's showing up on your, on your phone or in your computer don't look the same. You're going to have to do a little editing because it's only going to lead to an unhappy customer because their eyes are seeing one thing, your words are saying something a little bit different. And so what are they hoping to get? A green shirt or a gray shirt? Okay.
Yep.
And we're going to revisit that in a second on another one too. Okay. So you're pretty uniform in your titles. Why is this one in all caps?
Oh,
You're
no,
just getting mad.
No, I'm copying. I'm just taking
I figured
an
as much.
sold title, and I just stick. I don't modify.
Because I looked and I'm like, boy, he didn't do that on any other ones.
Right. Yeah, that was. I usually will go in and adjust that, but I just missed that one. Because I don't like to scream at people. But
now I do want to point out something. This is where I'm like, you had me scratching my head today. So this Patagonia shirt is $8.85 shipping. This obviously heavier sweatshirt, $8.40. So the one thing I would do,
it evens out.
Yeah, because the stripes are on the side, I would take this opening shot and angle it a smidge one way. You can kind of see them, but we know that a lot of customers never get to picture 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And so if you just turn it just a smidge, they'll start to see the stripes. Like this is too much of a turn. Just a little bit one way or the other, you'll see a little bit more of the stripes.
Yeah, it's a good point. I should have caught that.
And because you kind of copied this, again, by nature, unless they've been Belichicked, sweatshirts are long sleeve by nature. There can be short sleeves. Belichick cuts them off all the time. So instead of long sleeve in your title, get rid of that and definitely put striped. That's that like kind of Adidas racing stripe. Oh, it is Adidas. Yeah, the Adidas racing stripes. So definitely put that because if you don't even see it, you might not even notice it. And that adds a little bit of style and flair to the sweatshirt. And so it makes it a little bit more special than, say, a straight blue sweatshirt. Okay, cool. And we roll on. Okay, this is a badass jacket. I went back to the 80s. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
I wish it fit me. I'm a large, and it's too big.
All right, so couple things. The first thing I would say is this is do you sell on Etsy yet?
No.
This would be great for Etsy and Depop. The kids that are shopping on Depop, they are buying 80s and 90s fashion like they can't get enough of it. But those kids are not shopping on eBay. They are shopping on Depop. Here was that same jacket that sold for $129.99 on Etsy at some point.
Wow.
And even though she says it's men's, she's all sassy and she modeled it herself. So that's cool. But what I would do too is I would work this assault squadron into it. And anytime you have something right here, take your first shot and angle a little bit, kind of like picture number 2, because, and you could have went back a little bit, but this way you can see the patch a little better. You can see there's a patch on the other arm. Again, not every customer is smart enough to go through all the photos. They might just stop on the first one. So let's show a little bit more. And I like the assault squadron. So I would definitely see if we can work that into the title. And the other thing, I have looked this jacket over and you have written well-worn vintage. Now, to most of us, well-worn means, oh man, this sucker's been loved, it's beat. And man, I just don't really see anything wrong with this jacket. And I think you're setting yourself up for people skipping it because it sells well-worn. To me, it looks like it's still fresh from the 80s. I'm not seeing any damage. I'm not seeing threads. I'm not seeing rips, stains, nothing. This looks good.
I think it was around maybe the sleeves or the bottom.
So then, and I don't even see that. But if you have that, then be very specific.
But I'll take that well worn out.
Yeah, because I mean, look at it right here. Because usually under the neck is where it gets worn because people are doing this stuff. And even the top of that looks pretty good. So, definitely write it if it's so. But this I don't believe is so. So don't set up yourself for people to assume it's in worse condition than it actually is. It's pretty awesome. And I think Linda's going to buy it. See, Linda, I don't even think it's distressed. It's 80s. It's acid washed. It is, it's straight up 80s. The stress would be more of a little bit of rips and holes. I really think for the age of this jacket, it's in great shape. And I'd also like to point out this heavy duty jacket ships for only $8.40.
Oh, that must be poly. That must be a bubble mailer. Probably what I chose on that.
You did.
Yeah.
So I would definitely, this is a good cross posting one because this is the kind of item that isn't going to sell like that. So you don't have to be too worried. I would absolutely try this on Etsy and maybe make this your first Depop. And Depop's only on an app. So you got to download the app and do it on your phone. Etsy, obviously, you can do it on the computer. But this is the kind of vintage stuff that people are looking for on those two websites. Not to say they aren't looking on eBay, but this isn't going to be a quick seller. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, I need this $80, $75 80s jacket, but there's enough out there that'll want it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool with the leather mixed in there.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, if this fit me, my wife would be like, where'd you get that jacket? I'm like, I bought it off of Matt. Yeah, that's how much I love this jacket. If it was my size, if only. Okay, love this Disneyland jacket. And the only thing that I would recommend, because really the whole listing's pretty cool, you don't need that dash in your title and you don't need the word size, but since this is embroidered is definitely more expensive than screened. I would see if we can fit embroidered in our title.
So you're saying that the dash and what else?
The word size. All you need is large. Typically, I never use the word size unless it's a number measurement. Shoes for sure, and some women's jeans are like 11, 2, whatever. So I feel the 2 gets lost. But if you're writing out a size, large, medium, small, just the word is all you need to write out.
There we go.
But yeah, if you can fit embroidered in your title, I would absolutely. And you got to be a little bit more specific on your item condition. You wrote minimal wear, and there is a nick in the leather. I would absolutely write nick in the leather. Be very specific in your condition description. Now, you did write it down here, but where eBay is going to look is right here in your condition box. And that's where most customers are going to look too.
All right.
So be specific, because this is all for saving your butt. This really isn't for the customer, even though they're going to probably notice it. If you put that there where it belongs and have a good picture like you do, and the customer goes, hey man, I didn't know there was damage, eBay will absolutely stand behind you. They're like, sorry, sir, this seller wrote it out and put your picture. Not much you can do. But other than that, it's a great jacket. Okay. Are you using a phone or a camera?
Phone.
Does your phone have a square setting on the pictures?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't use it. Well, I take most of my pictures inside the app, most of them.
Okay.
Which is defaults to the square, right? I believe.
Right. So a lot of your pictures are not squares. Like obviously this one's a rectangle. That's why we have the white bars on the other side. And even though it's the exact same camera, when you use an app, it actually takes a lesser quality picture. If you were just to open your camera on your phone and snap a picture and then snap the same picture while in an eBay app or a Depop app, you'll take the same photo, but it'll be lesser quality. I don't know why, but that's what happens. So I always recommend taking the picture straight up. And I pretended I was selling these badass eyeball jeans. If you would have squared it up, here, ready? How much better does that look?
Oh, yeah.
So if someone happens to buy my Case Logic messenger bag today, they're going to be like, what are these eyeballs in here? So here's a little too far back and it's rectangular. Boom. Man, think about people scrolling the app, those eyes looking up at the app. If someone digs this kind of thing, they'd be like, whoa, what is this? This is awesome.
I can totally see you wearing those.
Oh, yeah, because Brooklyn Express isn't a great brand of jeans. I've sold them before. But this graphic will absolutely sell it. And I would definitely move eyeballs up in your title. Again, that's kind of the object of this pair of Brooklyn jeans. And you've got it almost the last word.
Right.
Yeah. So move those eyeballs right up. Yeah. Yeah, I do that too, Linda. I actually mark areas of damage or defects with an arrow pointed at. So there's no question. I used to have arrow Post-its. Actually, they're right here. arrow post-its. But you can always add them after the fact on your computer, so you don't have to worry about your post-its. But that way, there's just no question on where the damage is when you add the arrows in. Oh, and the other thing about this pair of jeans, and I didn't look at all your jeans, but this pair. All right, so let's roll through your photos here. There is not one picture of the jeans, all the jeans. And that's obviously very blurry.
Yep.
But you never have a shot of the jeans front and back, like just the whole jeans. So you can't even get that feel for the product because it's just a lot of good close-ups, but that's all you got is close-ups.
Yeah, I don't think I have any, maybe one or two where I did the whole thing. So I don't put them on mannequins, so usually I'm laying them on something and taking a picture. So
there has to be some point where they can see the whole thing, because it's really hard for the human brain to look at 9 pictures and build a puzzle in their brain. Everyone wants to see the whole object, at least in one photo.
So when you do yours, are you putting it on hangers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, hangers with a plain gray backdrop. Now, I picked up a leg mannequin in a store the other day. Why I picked it up, I have no idea. And when I say the other day, I mean when we were allowed to be in stores. And man, they've gotten super duper light. Like, I used to try leg ones before, but they were so heavy and cumbersome. But now they weigh nothing. And I'm like, okay, when we get back to life, I'm going to go get a pair of leg mannequins because they weigh nothing. They got the little thing that they sit on the stand. But to pick them up, to dress them, the legs weigh like less than a pound. They're nothing to them nowadays. So if you can. If not, definitely, though, just hang them up, plain background, and you'll be good to go. All right. Let's see if the chat, what word is Matt missing from his title for these Mérité and Francois Girbeau jeans? What word is missing based on what you see in front of you? Here, I'll make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Let's see how astute the home audience is tonight. Woohoo! You see a word you're missing yet? I'm going to guess you don't because you didn't write it. So,
yeah, I don't know. It's got the whole thing in there, right?
Let's see. We got 17 live right now. So, big plans for the weekend.
Well, actually, my Tesla is supposed to be delivered tomorrow. So that's going to
I'm sorry, your what?
My Tesla is getting delivered tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Stacy's pretty close. Actually, it looks like it's me, but Stacy obviously is on my computer at home. This is weird. I didn't type that. Carpenter pants. Anytime you got those pockets on the side, even though it's missing the little loop for the hammer, I would definitely call them carpenter jeans, or painter's jeans wouldn't be bad either, because that's kind of a specific style that some people like. So definitely work that in your title. Denim's a good word to use. You don't need it, but I tend to use it pretty often on all my jeans. And then I just typed out the word oops, apparently. I think I was logged in on her computer in my YouTube 2 weeks ago, and we never changed it. So she didn't realize she was typing as me. Too funny. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to point out, when you roll through my jeans in my store, there's very much a uniformity to how I take the picture. And not that it's good nor bad, but you definitely have a variety of styles of how you take your picture. So these are all kind of the same, either full to the left or full to the right. And then we got kind of like this middle of the butt shot. And then middle of the butt shot. And now we have these close-ups. And then, oh, hey, we have one full long one.
I told you I had one.
Yeah. So the OCD in me is like, why aren't they all the same? So I would say somewhere between this and this. I like just the ass quadrant. Because imagine, even though the 2 eyeballs are cool, if it was just one big ass eyeball looking at you in a square, that'd be pretty awesome. And especially on the Levi's, you can see the tag and the tab when you just do the ass quadrant for the first picture, because that's what most Levi's buyers are looking for. Then, of course, you have all the rest. But on phones, and 50, I think it said 52% of all my sales came on a phone or some mobile device.
Wow.
It's smaller. So you want to kind of grab their eye. This is very much eye grabbing, and I kind of like it, but definitely close in on your Levi's here.
All right. I will do that.
Okay. So, yeah, mind typing. Oops. All right. So let's get back to the colors here, because you call this olive green, and man, to me, it looks like faded black.
Yeah, that's definitely a dark green.
Yeah. And so you definitely need to either look into getting better lighting, which I highly recommend, because if you can spend a little bit of money on better lighting and you don't have to edit, like I don't have to edit anything after the fact ever. And a couple things I should, though, we actually had, we were running too bright. I realized the customer said, "Hey man, you said this is black. It looks gray." I look at the picture. I'm like, "Oh shit, it does look gray. It was black. We were running the lights a little too hot. Should have backed them up a smidge." But yeah, I would definitely not think this is olive green.
Yeah, this is my studio is my garage. So these mannequin shots are all that's in the garage. So it's getting the lighting for the natural light from the garage, whatever's there.
All right.
That's it. I mean, yeah.
So maybe you get one of the bigger box lights and put in some nice 5500K light bulbs, and that should fix your problem. Or you just take the time to do a little color correcting on your computer after you're done, because I'm telling you, the woman who thinks she's getting olive green, or not even reading that word and thinks she's getting black and gets an olive green, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment in your buyer, and then of course something you got to take care of after the fact, and you don't want to do that, obviously. And we are back to $9 for first class shipping.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, well, I know the cause of that, so we can fix that.
Yep. Okay, so this Lego lunchbox, is it a mini lunchbox, or is it a full-size lunchbox?
I think it's full size.
Okay, because there's no measurements. So is it a Lego lunchbox for like a Lego set where you're building and it's a little minifigs lunchbox, or is it a lunchbox for your kid to put his actual sandwich in? Because there's no measurements, and this opening shot, this opening shot could be very tiny. I don't know.
Yeah.
And these are minifig heads, so I would definitely work minifig in your title. Because if one thing I learned from Lego Masters on Fox, I think it was on Fox, that I watched the whole season, it was all about the minifigs, how they use them, blah, 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 blah. So since the graphic is minifig heads,
I did not know that.
It's a good buzzword to catch more eyes. All right, so Linda says, or maybe open the garage and get natural light, or change the background. That sometimes help. Yep, all those things play a part. The color bouncing, the light bouncing off the color of the background will change the lighting. And Mom said, don't need brand new, just new. Yeah, and so I see this because it comes in this little handy dandy little carrying case here. But I was looking for even like the back of this. Is there something around the back? Is there like a description of what this is on the back?
There might be. I need to grab it and look at it.
Yeah, because you don't have a picture of the back, and I highly recommend it, because I'm guessing also it might have a barcode somewhere. So these are the kind of things, if I'm looking to buy something new and I think this is the one I want, I'm probably going to check the barcode. And with no scale, it was hard to tell what size this was. So if you would have just dropped in the square by square measurement in your description, it would probably be beneficial.
I will do that.
All right, we got 2 more, and then off for all of our Friday night hangouts. Okay, so you straight up copied my title, and that's okay. I don't mind. However, do you actually have a swizzle to send with it?
Oh, guys, I don't know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, when you copy a title, you best make sure you understand every word in that title.
Probably not. Well, it just came from Frankie, so I don't know whatever I got with it.
So here's my listing, and I do not mind at all that you copy my title. Words are words. I don't care about that at all. And although I don't have a picture in my listing, because I never know what swizzle I'm going to have, because Frankie's changes them all the time. So I gave up adding the picture because, when I did this listing 6 months ago, they were green swizzles. Now they're blue. So I just wrote, and you'll get a swizzle. So everyone does get a swizzle. But yeah, I don't think I kind of thought maybe you didn't notice that.
I had no idea. I have swizzles that from Frankie's I could put in there. But I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah. And I would definitely stand him up and back up a smidge. You know, you don't have to be as fancy as me, but it definitely gives it a whole different look. And good job showing the box. It's brand new. I like all that. And that's something I don't do because I don't ship it in the box because I FOMO it. So I get rid of the box. But, you know, you're showing it's new. So that's all cool. But yeah, I would definitely, instead of laying it down, stand it up. If you've got a fun little background, doesn't hurt. You know, paint that image like you're in the tiki bar kind of thing, you know? And then I had to end on this one because holy cow, is Woody Bradshaw dreamy. I have never heard of Woody Bradshaw, and the W in his name is so over the top.
That's awesome. And it's lightning in a bottle. It's perfect.
Oh my God, I absolutely love it. But here's what I want to tell you about this. Do not have extra punctuation in your title that doesn't need to be there. You have 4 asterisks, 3 dashes, and a slash.
I should have had lightning bolts in there.
Yeah, if you can get lightning bolts there, I would have been like, well done, sir. Pat on the back. But I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's clearly another copied title.
Yeah, and this is the sexy Sears boudoir photo.
Oh, man.
Now, normally I would say get rid of brand new, still sealed in your title and put on some of the hit songs. I don't know if Woody Bradshaw has any hit songs.
He probably doesn't. Makes me wonder if that's actually Woody Bradshaw. It's like could be some generic model they put on the front cover.
Could be. But I would, do a quick Google if he had a hit song, because it is country. I might not. I mean, I like some country, but I'm not a huge country listener on the radio, so he might have had some hits. So if there happens to be a song on here that made top 40 country or something, see if there is a song on this album and put that in your title, because a lot of people don't know the name of the album they're looking for. They know the name of the song, and so I always pre-populate my music titles when I have extra space with whatever the big hit song or songs is off that album.
Yeah. That's going on 2 years almost for that listing. So I think it's going to
come on. Woody's dreamy.
I think he's going to be leaving the catalog pretty soon.
Yeah. I was trying to think, what can I end on? And then this, I think, was one of the last listings in the order I was looking at him in. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. And
I don't have a lot of media in there. Yeah.
Look at all that hair. Yes, son of a bitch, Woody. You and your electricity. So there we go. But overall, like, your shirt looks really nice. Everything's got a nice flow. You definitely work on clothes more than anything. For a while, I'm like, is there any hard goods I can talk about? Not that I can't talk about clothes, but
it's kind of all over the place. But
yeah,
I went through a listing spree of clothes, so that's why there's so much clothes on there.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's happening here. I send my assistant home. She works from home. I'll give her a week's worth of, like, this week she's doing T-shirts, and last week she did a week's worth of records. So that's what gets listed,
Yeah, try to do it all together.
Yep, yeah. And it's better. And plus, when she's not here, it's too hard to be like, let's do 3 of these and 2 of those. Nope, here's just, I think next week I'm going to give her a whole bunch of CDs that I'm doing the listings, but I'll have her take the pictures. And that way, too, she won't get bored. That's my thought. Like, I'm assuming there's some point where she's already done a couple 100 records. Like, enough records. I want to try something else.
Right. Yeah, it starts to get old.
All right. Well, that was another Friday night store review. We actually, if you were paying attention to Thrifty Business last night, Matt was not supposed to be on tonight. Another beachcomber was. And then when we went to run the test, the internet connection was like, no. It made my mother's look like it was amazing. So I said, all right, let's test again in a few days, see if your internet is better. And then I just went down the list, seeing who was around. And there was Matt. Thanks, Matt. Yoo-hoo.
So a couple things I've been doing with my store. So let me run this by you since we have you on. Would you have time? I don't know what the time is. Okay. So generally, I work on my eBay stuff over the weekend, typically a Saturday, so tomorrow. And I'll go through and I'll create, 10 to 15 listings or whatever in draft mode.
Okay.
And then I'll put them out, like I'll make them live, like 2 a day. So it's trying to show activity like every day, because otherwise I'm not listing throughout the week. I don't know if that makes a difference. I think I heard somebody do that on one of the Thrifty Business that I've watched. So I thought I'd give it a try. I haven't really noticed that whether it's making a difference or not, but just something I thought, versus instead of like 15 listings going live on Saturday and then nothing happens for a week. So do you think there's a difference in that?
They will never tell you that, because they'll never give you the secret spices recipe. But I think there's merit into it. Lately, I haven't been doing it. Like, I've been doing big chunks at once. But yeah, I fully believe if you list a couple things every day is better than 20 things on Friday and then nothing till next Friday. So yeah, if you want to send them out in like 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, I believe, and it's nothing I can prove, but I believe it helps in the feeding of the beast. And I think ours, eBay, is the only platform that truly works that way because of just how it's built. And so other platforms are built to that you have to have the right keywords, and you have to have the right hashtags, and that's how people find your stuff. But eBay truly is built to keep feeding the beast and keep adding new stuff. So yes, I agree.
Yeah. The other thing I'm doing is every day I'll go in and I'll send a couple offers. So I'll have, I've got, 40 or 50 of, available to send offers, but I'll just do a few, and I do that every day. So, I haven't sold a couple doing that, but not a lot. I mean, I don't know if that makes, if it makes any difference, but it just shows activity again.
Yeah, I try and do it every day, and then I get busy. Obviously, I've got a bazillion shows and web classes, and next thing I know, I'm like, oh man, I haven't sent offers in like 4 days. Oh crap, there's 120 available, so I knock them all out. But on most days, and I haven't set it to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it at 6 p.m. every day. Most days when we're watching TV at the end of the night, it's like the most mindless thing to do. Offer. And so I try to do it at the end of every night, and but if I miss it, but again, you're right. Yeah, it's especially if people, if you sell something and you list something, it's really feeding the algorithm. So yeah, if you can do that every day, I mean, of course, we'd love to sell everything every day, but if you can do that every day, it definitely helps in the scheme of things.
So I don't know if you paid any attention. You'll see like all of my listings are promoted. They're all promoted at 2%. So I don't know what you think about it. I heard somebody do that at eBay Open one year, and I wasn't promoting anything, and I was like, well, why not 2%? I mean, and I seem to sell a lot of promoted. I mean, a lot of my stuff sells promoted. So I think it's a good idea. I mean, personally,
so do I. I did it first, and then I saw how it worked, and I had everything promoted like 2 or 3% for a while, and then we were doing that thing with sales. Mom and I were doing that thing with the sales in our stores. So I took my promote off because I ran a 50% on 200 things and a 30% on denim and then a 20% on everything else. And I did good sales. And then things have slowed to a little bit of a trickle. And I'm not the sales. 2 of them I think have ended, and I'm not promoting. So starting tonight, I'm gonna do some promoted listings tonight because I'm having a really good month, and I want to finish where I want to hit. There's a number I want to hit, and so I don't mind spending a couple more percentage points. Right. To hit that number, because in my head, to get to that number, even though I've spent a little bit more on fees, I'd rather be at that number. So
I mean, I definitely.
Yep.
If you're not promoting, I think you definitely should. I mean, even if you just put 1 or 2% on there, just to see, so you're used to the process and see how it works. I mean, unless your margins are 10%, it shouldn't be impact you that much.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I think you're doing everything right. Just do, clean the things we talked about, and definitely fix the shipping. I think that could be hurting you without knowing it. People always say this when I'm trying to show them a better way. I do just fine in sales, and no one complains. But here's what you don't know. You don't know the people that went, what? $8.55, buy. You'll never know them, but there's always plenty of them. When I walk into a booth at a flea market and nothing's priced and the person around the booth ain't paying attention, unless it's the holy grail I've been looking for my whole life, I just leave. I don't got time. And you don't have to price everything. If you put a sign, okay, books are $1, CDs are $2. I'm cool with that. Or like, this table, $10 and under, whatever. But when they take no time to price, estate sales too, and then they're like, no, No, I'm moving on. And so you're not taking into account those people are like, I'm moving on. And so you gotta, and everyone always gets defensive. Like, I'm just trying to show you how you can get more customers, because that's the goal. Get as many customers as you can to sell as much as you can.
No, it's pretty much me being lazy and just taking that default drop down of 1 pound or less. And then I forget to go back and weigh it. You know, I mean, I know it's probably 8 ounces or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, most of those t-shirts, they're like anywhere from like 7 to 10 ounces. They're right in that sweet spot. So, unless you get an extra small, or like I got a 7XL that weighs like 1.5 pounds. So other than the extremes, you're always going to be kind of in the middle. All righty. I am going to watch a cocktail party in 14 minutes and enjoy cocktails virtually. So thank you, Matt, for being this week's store review. Hope everyone learned something. Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely.
Tuned in live. And for those of you watching live, Flippin' CDs #2 will be in the Secret Beach Sunday. It'll be in on Sunday. So for those who haven't seen it yet, be ready. I can't wait for new people to watch, and I'm look forward to any questions y'all may have. So I'm excited for you guys, because I can't wait for y'all to see new information and then see what you learn. So yoo-hoo!
Yeah, I just rewatched the first one a couple weeks ago. So it was really very helpful.
Thank you. I love doing them. Somebody asked when #3 is coming. I'm like, it's coming, because there was stuff I had to leave out too, because I was like, okay, I can't do a 7-hour presentation, so I will cut back and save for #3.
Yeah, I wish I could get the approved on the CDs for Amazon, because it's just so frustrating. I finally got movies, so I can do the DVDs, but the CDs.
Wow, that's crazy. DVDs to me should be harder than CDs. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, and they just kind of did it. I mean, I've been, I never submitted. Well, I did submit invoices and all that like a couple years ago, and they never approved it. And then all of a sudden, it opened. So it's weird.
I better go check. I maybe they'll me by it. Who knows? I'll go check them.
Yeah, well, you can always look and see, but I would love to send the CDs in, but they're easy to ship too. Obviously with eBay, so it's not a big deal. Come
on, Woody's going to be easy to ship. He's dreamy.
I know. Stick them in the bubble mailer, right? It's the number 0, is it, or 1? So.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you on Sunday with Mom and me at 7 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Bye.